Hello everyone, and welcome back to the most exciting video of the year, the big 2025 planner introduction. Yeah, that's the big part of the release. I must say that the TN booklets will still take a while to be shipped. So I thought I will release all the planners before, so you don't have to wait on them as much or as long, and we'll do a follow-up release with all the TN booklets. Okay, so what will this video be about? So now there is UPS coming and picking up some of your orders, so I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. So I will walk you through the following aspects. I will do a quick overview of all the 2025 lineup. Then I will do in-depth reviews on the different sizes and layouts. Then there will be some very important information on some of the planners. I hope you'll stay until that point, or I try to list it in the timestamps below. Then we will talk about processing time and shipping information and the release time and date. Okay, so let's start with the yearly planner, because that's one you have been really looking forward to. Just need to make some space. So the yearly notebook will come in A6, B6 and A5. So B6 has been in the shop for a while now. That's the third edition of this book, and because it's so successful and you love the layout so much, we decided to add A6 and A5 to the lineup. So let's talk about the covers. We have a new cover color option, which is a beautiful and chic black, and it's super soft and has also the rose gold foiling. So all of these three sizes will come in all three colors. We have sand, black and sage for the A6, for the B6 and for the A5. I need to check my list so I don't forget anything. Okay, so let's walk you through the layouts. I will start with B6 because that's the one which has been in the shop the longest. So what's new to this year's edition is that the B6 will have more notes pages in the back. So we will have a total of 600 pages, which means that instead of 27 notes pages, you will get like, I don't know, like a good 100 or so, because I got a lot of questions to add more papers to the back for all your lists and how you call it, collections. So what's also new to this year's layout is that you will have your index and reference page in the front. You had it in the back before you started the list section. So you will have it in the front like the undated A5 version. And then you have another blank grid where you can either continue your reference pages or you can put your goals or whatnot. Then you have your yearly overview that stayed the same. Then you will have a yearly tracker, so you can either track your holidays or your steps or your weight or your projects. So that's really up to you, but I know that a lot of people liked it in the Hobonichi weeks, and I got asked quite a lot if I could add this one to the week size planner, which I did, but I will show you later. and I thought I could add it to every planner because it would make a great addition. So you have your yearly tracking or yearly overview. Then you have your quarterly or half-year overview, January to June and July to December. And then that's new, you have your quarterly overview. So you have the mini calendars on the left and some space for your notes on the right, because I got also asked so many times to add this layout to the B6 as well. So you have quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, another blank page before you go into the month of January. So this is also different. The last years we had a December calendar and then followed by the January calendar with all the weeklies and dailies. But since we added new pages in the front and most of you didn't use the December calendar as much because it wasn't followed by any weeklies, I thought I could skip it and just start fresh in January. So you have your January calendar, your blank page after your calendar. Oh, by the way, the whole book is numbered. All the pages are numbered, which was also a request from you. So after the calendar, you get your blank page, and then you get your weekly overview. So that stayed the same. And then your 7 blank pages before you go into the next week, and so forth, until you get to the February calendar. So because the monthlies are in between, I had to decide when to make the cut in the weeklies or between the weeklies. So I decided from Monday to Wednesday, I don't know if that makes sense. From Monday to Wednesday, I will put the calendar into the next month, and when it starts, the first is on a Thursday, I will put it before. So I don't know if that made sense at all right now, because sometimes it's so hard to try to express myself in English, but you will see. So then you have February and so forth, all the way up to the end of December. So you get the first part of January in here. And then a lot of notes pages. So that's the same for all of the B6. Then we have this cute little A6 size. We have also this notebooks belongs to. Then we have the index and reference page, the yearly calendar page, the yearly overviews, the yearly tracker, the half-year overview, the quarterly overview. Now this is a little different than, for example, the B6, just because we had to work with the smaller space. So let me see if you can see it. So the quarterly in the B6 and the A5 is like, has little divisions between each calendar. And because I didn't have so much space in the A6, it's just it just flows into the next calendar. So you can see the 31st of January ends here, and then the 1st of February starts just one row below. So you can see, you can still, put a line here so you have a more visible division, but that's how I tried to make this space work. And also, therefore, this is just a blank page and not like sectioned like the B6 and the A5. So that's that. So you have quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, and then you have your little calendar. And I tried to make the boxes as big as possible, so you have only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. And once you get into a month where you need 6 weeks or 6 rows, the last remaining days will be on top again. So just to give you the most space for your little boxes here. So you have January, and that's how your little calendar or weekly overview looks. Weekly, and then all the 7 pages, and then the next week, and so forth. And then you get a few notes pages in the back. Not so much, because we only have 120 pages, whereas in the B6 and A5, because it's a bigger size, we have 600 pages in total, and this is 520, and I decided to not make it too chunky, so it will fit in covers you already own. So, and since it's the very first edition in A6, so that's A6. And then the A5, you have your cover page, your index, your yearly, your tracker, your half-year overview, your quarterly overview. So that's the same layout and grid size as in the undated. The only difference to the undated is that the monthlies are intertwined between the weeklies. And in the undated, you have your all the monthlies in the front of the planner, and then you go into your weeklies and dailies. So, but I know you like it in between, so I put it in between. So your monthly, your blank page, and also your weekly overview. So I know in the undated version it has a grid in here, and it doesn't have this dividing line, but I wanted to keep it the same as the B6 and the A6 this time, so that all of them have like a corresponding, or how do you say it, layout. So yeah, and it's just a little different to the undated. All pages are numbered, and yeah, and so forth. So you get your February overview, your blank page, and that goes until the end, and then you have all those pretty blank and numbered pages in the back. So that's the overview of the yearly planner, chapter 25. I think I forgot to talk about the dimensions. So the A5 is 210 by 145 millimeters. So again, my A5 is a little slimmer than a regular A5. Regular A5 is about 48 millimeter in width. The spine is 2 centimeters. B6 is 182 in height and 128 in width, millimeters in width, and also the spine is 2 centimeters. And the grid size here is 4 by 3.9 millimeters. The A5 has 4 millimeter grid. The A6 has also 4 millimeter grid, and the dimensions are 148 and 105 millimeters, and the spine is about 1.8 centimeters. So that's the yearly notebook. Then we will talk about the manager. So that's the new addition to the shop this year. That's a completely new layout, because I got a lot of requests to do a work planner, like having just Monday to Friday weeks. For those of you who work the regular Monday and Friday, or do a teacher planner. And to be honest, it's quite difficult to make a teacher planner because there's so many different ways and countries where the teaching is so different. So that's why I didn't do a specific teacher planner, but I think you can use the manager as a teacher planner. Yeah, at least my sister can do it, and she's a teacher. So the B5. B5 is a really nice big size. So to be honest, I don't know if I can call it B5 because it's a little, I saw just that there are a lot of dimensions, different dimensions for B5. But my B5 is like the same size as a Moleskine, the Moleskine XL notebook, which is 19 by 25. So that's the exact same size as my planner. So you can use those in combination if you want. And yeah, let's hop into the layout. I did a video already on YouTube, I guess, and on Facebook, but I will try to explain it better here. So you have your front page, then an opening page, then you'll have your yearly overview, and are you in focus? Yes. And a blank spread next to it, so you can put important reminders or future dates here. Then you have, again, your yearly overview, super nice for tracking or holidays or like your schedules. And then you have your quarterly overview. So this again is different to my regular quarterly layouts. It's kind of the same as in, as in the A6 here. It just flows into each other. So you can use it as per quarter, or you can per month, or you can use it per quarter, because some like to work with the 90-day day method for your project. So that's what I was trying to create here. So you can use it in different ways, and you're not limited by, if it gets divided by a blank space. And then you have a dot grid page next to it for your notes. So quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4. Then another blank spread for your notes, or if you wanted to put dividers in between the different categories of this planner. Then you have your monthly overview. So what I decided to do is make the monthly overview as productive and how you say it, manageable as possible. So you have a lot going on here. You can put a lot on the pages without putting everything into the small boxes. So you can divide your monthly overview into different sections. For example, this top space here I labeled daily focus, because you can put reoccurring events or appointments or meetings up on top, so you don't have to put it into each daily box of the week here, if you know what I mean. Then you have this big column, which is kind of inspired by my task manager. If you know my printable shop on Etsy, I have this task manager bundle. So I thought this would be great to combine with a monthly layout. So you can either designate each section to the week it's next to, like week 1, week 2, week 3, 4, 5. Or you can put your most important goals here. So you can put your goals here, and then the steps or tasks for each goal for the month here. Or you can assign this space for your family, if you have kids, if you have parents or a family member you're taking care of, or a pet. So you can put those information here, and you still have like this section here, so you can put an additional family member here, or just some important stuff. And then you have this boxes here as well, so you can put work or personal. So I wanted to give this page structure, but I wanted it to make it as versatile as possible. So I hope that makes sense. I was thinking about using, you know, all this space for my work planning, and put events and personal or family appointments just on this side, so it doesn't get too cramped in here. But that's just my thought on this layout. Following each month, you have a monthly dashboard. So this again is a very structured page, but it has, you don't have to use the assigned, you know, headers or areas for if you don't sorry, I'm a little distracted now. If you don't want to put a monthly list, for example, or use it as habits or track your progress, you can, if you want, just cover it or ignore it and use it for something else. So I wanted to give you a monthly tracker, but I also wanted to make it work for project tracking, and I wanted to make this space like keep it simple and versatile. So that's why I divided each week with a thicker line here. So if you don't track as much, because that's a lot of space, I think it's 31 lines. If you don't track 31 things, you can just, you know, section it off, and you have still some boxes for maybe a goal or 5 goals, or notes for each week, so you don't have to use it as tracker. And that's why I wanted to keep the boxes or the columns the same width, and that's why I started every week from Monday to Sunday, even though, you know, it's not, some of the space in the front and the end is not used by dates, if that makes any sense. And then you have this space up here where you can put like a little mind map or a little drawing, or you can put a picture, or you can put weekly, you know, arrows and stuff here, so just be in your messy and creative planning. Then you have this progress column here, so you can either track your progress 20 to 100% and mark it off if you have like a project which you can put here, and then you can follow up on the progress here and here. Or you can just cover it and use it as a monthly list, to-do list, or just memories or such. The same goes here. You can put like monthly events here. If you don't want to put them here, you can put your daily spending here. You can put a word of the day here. You can put a daily memory here, a short one, or you can ignore this line and put a long one here. You can also ignore the part that it says monthly list and just use it for numbered tasks. You can use, if you don't want it to use it as a monthly list, you can cover it up and use it like, okay, project 1 or task 1 is being worked on by this member or this colleague, and that has how do I explain it? I'm so sorry, because I'm just missing some words in English. So you know what I mean. You can assign a specific task to a specific colleague or family member. So that's what you can do here. Yeah, because I got asked how to use this layout, and I don't want to give you too many options, because I think you can figure it out yourself without me rambling because you have to see what works for your best. I just can give you some ideas on how I would use it, and then I'm super excited to see how you will use it. So yeah, but that's the idea behind this layout. Oh, and this is also either a tracker or a wheel of life, so you can track your progress here again in 20, 40, 60, 80, and 100% steps. And then after the dashboard, you go into your weekly. So the same here. You have super nice white columns. You have a big column on the left, which you can use as horizontal weekly. So it's like slightly divided into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 parts. So you can use it per day, or you can use it as a running task list, or you can put like little headers here and use it for your getting things done method or other categories. So that's really up to you. That's why I didn't label them Monday to Sunday, or I didn't label them at all. Again, you have a nice little space here for some information like events or appointments, and then you have big boxes for your timeline. So this time I chose a 24-hour timeline, or how you call it, the military timeline, because that's also a thing I got asked a lot why I can't do this. And since I designed it a little bit with my sister in mind, being a teacher this year again after having her 3 kids, I thought this would work best for her, even though she doesn't need, you know, the time up to 2 a.m. in the morning. But yeah, you get what I mean. So you have a big timeline here, and you have stacked weekends without a timeline. So you can focus on your work week here. You still have the ability to put like information for the weekend here, if you still work on the weekends or just want to see what's up for the rest of the week. So you have all the weeks of January here, and then you go into February. Same here, dashboards, weeklies, and so forth. And in the back of this planner, you'll have a lot of notes pages, again, in this pretty nice dot grid. I think it's 55 pages, so it's quite a bit for the size of the planner. And the line spacing is 5 millimeters, so the dot grid spacing is also 5 millimeters. The paper is different to all the other planners because I chose the Cosmo Air Light paper this time. It's 75 GSM. I wanted, when I was thinking about making a planner, I wanted to make like a nice big planner with I'm sorry. I wanted to, you know, it to be sturdy enough to be carried around in your bag, even though if you didn't want to put it in a cover, so you could do that. And I wanted to try something different. And then my manufacturer told me that they have this kind of paper, and if I would like to try it. And I said, yes, why not? Because you never know what happens if you don't try it. This paper is fountain pen friendly. I tested it also. It's very ink friendly, so you can stamp on it, and it has a great, you know, the colors come out really great on this paper. The only thing is that it takes longer to dry than the Tomo River paper, so just that you keep that in mind. But other than that, it's a great paper, and it just feels really nice, and yeah, it's just a nice quality. So that's the A5. Now to the A5 Slim. The A5 Slim is is 21 centimeters in height and 13 centimeters in width. So it's the same dimensions as the Moleskine S notebooks. Yeah, so you can also use them together if you want, or the cahiers from Moleskine. And it's pretty much the same as the B6, only it has 52 GSM Tomo River paper this time. Again, the overview, the quarterlies, and then the monthly, which of course is a little smaller because it's a smaller size, and the tracker. This time I didn't do a dot grid up here just because I made the grid boxes like slimmer to fit it all in this space, and it would have looked really stupid if I put the dot grid as slim as the boxes here. You know what I mean? So you just have a blank space here to be creative. The only difference is now that since it's 52 GSM, I had room for more pages because the paper is so thin, and because it's a smaller size than the B5, I added a blank dot grid page behind each week. So you can either use this spread for weekly notes, for additional weekly notes, or for your weekly goals, or for daily notes, you know, and then you get into the next week, and then again notes pages. So that's the difference between those two, the B5 and the A5 Slim. But other than that, it's pretty much the same. And it has less notes pages in the back because you have them in between the weeks. I think 28 notes pages. Oh, and I forgot, you have this pocket here. And you also have a pocket here. But no elastic closure, but I will get to that at a later point. So, since you have more notes pages here, I thought, well, what if somebody needs more pages in this size? So that's why I designed this one. This is a booklet, a dot grid notebook. It has, let me see, 80 pages, again in the Cosmo Elite paper. It has a 5mm dot grid. You can put your date up here if you want to, so that you have the option to use it as a daily, or you can use it as a list manager or for your different projects, so however you want. And all the pages are, all the pages are numbered. So, and I think it's nice to use them together, either a book and a notebook or more notebooks, and put it in a nice TN cover. So I might do a video about cover options at a later point, because we already are 34 minutes. Oh my gosh, this is so long. Okay, so that is the manager. Then the weekly notebook. No, that's not the right one. The weekly notebook, here it is. So again, we have 3 colors. We have black, sage, and sand. Let me check my notes here. So the weekly notebook is 86mm in height and 95mm in width, and the spine is about 15mm. The line spacing is 4.5mm, and by line spacing I think, what did I do? No, that was totally the wrong info. I just didn't delete it. I'm so sorry. The grid spacing and the line spacing is 4mm in this one. So, okay, now that's, I'm sorry about it. Okay, so again, it's the same layouts as the previous years with some modifications. So we have the yearly overview here as per usual. Then the yearly tracker page. This one is new. Then this one is the same. And then we go straight into January. So I think the last year we still had December. So I skipped December and went straight into January. And I tell you why in a minute. So we have all 11 months, 12 months, and then January. And then we go straight into the weeklies. And this year I decided to not have it start in December. So you won't get the whole of December weeklies in here as the previous years. Just because I know some of you, or a lot of you, love to hop into a planner by December. But since shipping takes a lot longer from Germany to the rest of the world, and since I didn't know when I would be able to release them, I just wanted it not to be wasted, the space wasted. So that's why I decided to have it start in January this time. So it goes from January through the whole year. Again, it's the same layout as the last years, so nothing has changed here. It's just that it's missing the weeks of December. But therefore you have more, a little bit more notes pages in the back. It's 238 pages, whereas the last year had a little less, 227. So it's about 11 notes pages more, which you will get without the December weeklies. So I hope that makes sense. So that's the weekly notebook. And then we have the cute little pocket. So you will get part 1 and part 2 in this release. You can choose between sand and black. If you want to have the same cover colors or mix and match, that's up to you. And the layout is the same. The only difference is that this one won't have an elastic this time, because I recognize that the fixture of that elastic was not really good, and we had problems with adjusting this fast, because I recognized a problem with the elastic after I got a lot of feedback, because it came off really quickly. And in that time, this was already in production for 2025, so I had to make a really quick decision, and I decided against the elastic just to avoid the quality issue. Yeah, but other than that, it's the same. It has a pocket in the back, and part 1 has the full year overview, and then January until June you have your monthly lists, which is unlabeled, so you can use them however you please, or for future planning for the next half of the year. And then you have your quarterly overviews, you have your monthly tracking pages, and then you start with the weekly. So you have this weekly overview, and then Monday and Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and your weekly review page, and then the next week. So this goes up until 6th of July, and then you have about 100 dot grid pages in the back. And then the second part of the year is the same. You have again your full year overview, the calendar starts in July to December. Then you have your monthly list section, your quarterlies, your trackers, and then you start June 30 to, so this is repeated from the first book. So just to be safe that you have all the important stuff of the week in one book. Yeah, so, and that's just as always. Yeah, dailies, and then your weekly review, and then your weekly and more dailies, and 100 pages in the back and the pocket. And as for the dimensions, dimensions are 14 centimeters in height, 9 centimeters in width, and about 1.5 centimeters in thickness here. And what else? It's also Tomo River paper. They are all Tomo River paper except the B5 and the B5 booklet. Okay, so 42 minutes in. Do I have still time? Yes, I have still time. So I unfortunately need to address some issues I came across. Where do I have the info? Yeah. So I did the quality checking, and unfortunately, and to my total embarrassment, a few little tiny typos sneaked into the designs and decided to stay there. So that means that some of the planners have a little typo in, you know, small things like the B of September is missing in I just wanted to point it out before you get upset. It's like the B of September is missing here. So I hope that's not too disturbing for you. I'm so sorry this has happened. I checked everything multiple times, but as you know, I'm human, so mistakes happen, and I just didn't see it, and I saw it too late, and everything was in production, and I didn't want to waste the paper. So I decided just to go with my flaws, and hope you understand and don't mind too much. So that's why I'm going to point it out in this video, so you don't get surprised. And I will also put like a little disclaimer in the listings from the website, so you can see where a mistake is or not. Okay, so be assured, if there is a little typo, it won't affect the rest of the planner. So there is no follow-up error. Lucky me. Yeah, I know it shouldn't be. I'm annoyed by myself that it has happened, but it is what it is now. Okay, so the A5 Slim has the September, the B missing here. And then there is, like here, the weekly has 2 times week 7 instead of week 6 and 7. And I hope that's okay, so you can still completely use the planner. It's fully functional. There's no follow-up error. It's just those 2 tiny mistakes in here. And as for the B6, has only one little typo, and that's oh no, it wasn't. Oh yeah, it is. Sorry. The September has, can you see? 31 days instead of 30. But there is no follow-up error, so October still starts on Wednesday, even though September has 31 days. But that's all. So I think that one can be ignored easily. And what else did I see? I saw something. You know, that's really... I want to be as transparent as possible. Then in the A6, somehow, you know, March is that week where I had to put an additional day up here. So you will find March 31st up here. But somehow number 30 is also 31. So this should be 29, 30, 31. So I hope, I know it's not good, but it is what it is. So that's in all of the V6s. A6s, sorry. And the biggest mistake is in, not this one, unfortunately, sorry, in the A5, and that is in the yearly overview. Let me show you. The October is wrong, so October starts on Wednesday, and it also has 31 days. So to cover it up, I will attach or include a sticker, so you can just cover it up with the right dates. And I tried to make it as matching as possible to the paper, so it doesn't get too distracting, but that's all I can do to make it up for this little mistake, to attach a sticker, and so you can decide if you want to cover it or not. But other than that, everything else is fine. It's just in here. So that's for the A5. And I think that's it. I hope. Because, yeah, it shouldn't have happened at all, but it did. So I wanted to address it because I don't want to keep it from you. And I might just, you know, make it a little less, make it a little cheaper for you when buying, because they are not as perfect as they should be, but they are still, in my opinion, perfectly fine. So, okay, let's quickly talk about processing times. So the processing time means this is the time it takes for me to get to your order, create all the labels and paperwork for customs until it gets dropped off or picked up. And this time can take up to 10 to 15 business days, excluding the weekend, so Monday to Friday, 10 to 15 business days, just because I get so many orders within the first few minutes of the release. So, and there's only so much I can handle per day. So if I handle 100 orders a day, it's quite a lot for me because I'm alone. It's just me doing everything. And just so you know, please be patient. I will get to your order as quickly as possible. Okay, shipping options. I offer 3 types of shipping options. Option 1 is priority mail. So that's the cheapest option, but it also takes the longest. It provides tracking, because that's really important to me, that every option I offer has tracking. But when you choose priority mail, the packages won't get scanned at my local post office, even if I drop it off them here. They will just be transported to a different distribution center and will get scanned from there and then goes into the system. So that's why priority mail tracking takes the longest to update, and it also takes the longest to arrive at your doorstep. Option 2 is regular DHL, or DHL Premium, as I call it, I guess. And Premium means that DHL books your package on a plane and not on a container on a ship. That's what the Premium stands for. It doesn't stand for express shipping. DHL Express is something totally different, price-wise and you know, price-wise and how fast it goes through the network. So the DHL premium packages will get scanned when I go to the post office, so it will get scanned immediately. So I have to stop here and continue later. Okay, sorry for the interruption. I just had to quickly pick up my daughter from kindergarten. So where was I? I think I covered the both DHL shipping options. So we have priority mail and the regular DHL, the premium version. So priority mail takes the longest. It's about, most of the time for international shipping, like the US or Canada, it will take 10 to 20 days. It can take a little longer depending on how fast it moves through the network, but that takes the longest. And then DHL Premium takes about also 10 to 14 days, I guess, most of the times. Then the third shipping option is UPS. So this is the safest and the fastest option you can choose. Of course, it's also for most of the parts the most expensive options. Well, not anymore, because I got a better deal now, so it can be cheaper than the DHL Premium option. So if you want it fast and safe and quick, you have to choose UPS, either Express Saver or Standard, depending on where you live. That option is given to you. But it will get picked up at my door. It will move quickly through the network. You will get regular scans or scanning updates, tracking updates, and it takes, like, depending on where you live, it can take 2 to 3 days in, I guess, in Europe, and 5 to 7 days for international shipping. So that's a super quick and super safe option, which I like to choose most of the times if I when I am buying from overseas. So yeah, and within the EU you can you can choose between Standard and Express Saver. So Standard will take only 1 day longer than Express Saver, but it's a little price difference between those two. So I hope I covered all the infos I wanted to cover, because that video is way too long now. For the release date. So since I don't have any of the standard TN booklets here yet, because they still have to be shipped, I thought I would just release all of the other planners now. Not now, but this week. So you can start ordering these. And then once I have a shipping update for the standard TNs, I will do another release. So unfortunately, one point, I can't combine orders, and also I can't you can't hold orders. That's just because so it's just like, I would love to offer you the best customer service I can, but this is just at the moment not possible, because the main focus will be on getting all those orders out to you as fast as possible. And therefore combining orders or working on a lot of on-hold orders would take so much more additional time and would require much more office management than I can offer at the moment, because as I said many times before, it's just me. I'm the only person working for this shop. If I have to, take care of going through emails and see who wants to hold their orders, or who wants to add to this order, or who wants to combine order X with order Z, it's just not possible. It's just not manageable, and it would not be fair to all my other customers. So I hope you understand that this time it is not possible. And yeah, whew, that was a long one. Thank you for staying with me, for listening to my rambling, and I hope this video will upload quickly so you can get all the information before the release. I will update the website tomorrow so you can see all the prices and all the different listings, and I will also put a timer on the website, and we'll put a timer on my Instagram stories, and maybe I don't know if I'm able to put a timer on Facebook, so I will have to check that out. Maybe I can do like a Facebook event or so. I'm not sure how that works. And also what I wanted to do for a long time is a Q&A. So but we can talk about that another day. Just leave a comment who would be interested in doing a live Q&A or like an interview or such, just talking about business stuff and how it works, if you're interested in that. And yeah, so thank you for watching. I hope the release will go smoothly, and I will talk to you soon. Bye. So I just wanted to leave without giving you the release date, so silly me. Yeah, the release will be this Sunday, September 15th at 2 p.m. German time. I will put the trackers up, as I said, on my website and on Instagram and maybe also on Facebook. So stay tuned for that. Mark your calendars. I know it's a short notice release, but I know you are all waiting on them because other shops have released their lineup already. So I don't want to keep you waiting. Also, please don't stress about the release. I have never sold out within the first minutes. Most of my products will stay available at least a week. So because I really ordered a lot of stuff, and this time we have an early release. So if something goes out of stock and there's a big request for more, I can order more. So just keep that in mind. Don't stress about the being the first to order. I know you are excited because I am. I just don't want you to be, feel like there's a lot of pressure in ordering planners. So now I'm going. Bye.